Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Level Up Fridays. Today is going to be a bit of a big one. I'm reporting to you from my bedroom. I wish I could say reporting to you live from E3 in LA, but no, as you can see from the giant knit sweater and the beanie, I am somewhere much colder. I'm still in Australia. Fingers crossed, next year I will be at E3 and reporting this for you. Today's episode is going to be a recap of E3. It will be in a two-part episode. So first part is going to be out obviously, and the second part should be out a couple days afterwards as well. Today's episode is going to showcase EA and Bethesda. One of the first games that EA did showcase is Titanfall 2. I've never played Titanfall. I really wanted to, but I didn't have an Xbox at that time. But it kind of, Titanfall for me, there was so much hype about it, so much excitement, and then it kind of died off, and it made you think, where's Titanfall? It just kind of faded out. Titanfall 2 is the game that they said that should have been what Titanfall 2 should have been Titanfall 1. It's what it should have been. It does look like a really fun game. I remember first seeing the trailer for Titanfall 1. It's very interesting. There's something reminiscent of that anime as well, the way that they run around and they have the rope. That kind of reminds me of the anime Attack on Titan when I first saw it. But Titanfall 2 does look great. They do say it's going to have what you do remember about the previous game, and what they're known for is very smooth gameplay. There's also going to be new titans. Each titan is going to be have a unique combat system. I have never played the first Titanfall, so good thing is they're coming out with Titanfall 2 on PS4 as well. So if you're like me and never played the game before and have a PS4, which I love, yes, you'll be able to have a chance to play it as well. The next game that they did showcase was Mass Effect Andromeda. So Mass Effect has got a really big following. Once again, another game I haven't played. I don't know why I never played it, but it does look like a very interesting game, and definitely one that I will be trying. So my friends can stop throwing things at me. This will be the first time that Mass Effect Andromeda will be completely powered by Frostbite engine. And it's beautiful. The skyline and the lighting effects and the sun coming through the trees, the dust and the colors of it all. They've really outdone themselves in this game. So I don't know much about Mass Effect, but he did mention in the press conference that there is going to be more freedom in the game. He did not elaborate on that though, so I don't know. I know you can visit other planets and other worlds, so maybe there's going to be more exploration involved in terms of the planets around the system and actually on the planet itself. So EA has announced that there is going to be a lot more content for you guys. They are releasing a lot more DLCs and, like I said, content. It's just really so for EA Play, so you can enjoy playing with your friends, which does make it a great experience. I do play a lot of first single player games, and sometimes, you know, you just want some multiplayer games to be able to connect and play with your friends and just have a good time. So the good thing is EA is coming out with a lot of content for you guys in that regard. They are coming out with more console, PC, and mobile, like I said, a lot of free content on Xbox One and Origin Access. On the Vault, there is going to be more than 20 games that you can play free for this week. Another interesting thing that EA did announce is Play to Give. It's a way of gamers to connect and to be able to do things to raise money for charities as well. EA is announcing that there is going to be 5 challenges in some games at the moment. So there are going to be in-game challenges with charitable donations involved with it, which is really great. It's good to see gaming giving back to the community and raising money and being able to do things for that as well. So the 5 challenges are designed to celebrate gameplay with the community, and like in games like Battlefield 4 and Hardline, they are objective based to be able to help your teammates out, basically. You know, you're not going to like, hey, you know, it's still going to be destroy your teammates, and you know, it's all about, you know, cooperative gaming and helping each other, not destroying you and teabagging the other player. I mean, you can, and then donate yourself afterwards. Donate, not yourself, donate some money to the charity. Yeah. In Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, basically they're going to be celebrating strong female leads and characters. So you are going to be in charge of a special unit that you will deploy to battle out against droids. So basically what you're going to be doing is you are in charge of a special force that will deploy, and you will have to, battle it out against the droids. Pew pew pew. And in FIFA Ultimate, you will have to play with the Play to Win Cup, and at the end, you will receive a non-refundable or non-tradable pack. They are donating $1 million in celebration of play, which is amazing, and it's a really good initiative for them to take. So yeah, good job, EA. When they announced FIFA 17, they did do a countdown starting, 10, 9, 8, blah, 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 showcasing the different FIFA games throughout the years. It's amazing to see how much the game has progressed, and over the years, if you do remember, this is kind of betraying my age a little bit, but over the years, yes, you do remember on how games used to look like, and sometimes you take it for granted on how the games look like today. But if you can see where we came from, you can see it's amazing, the difference and the quality, and how smooth the characters have gotten as well in regards to the motion. And at the end of that countdown, Alex Hunter came out. Who is Alex Hunter, you ask? He comes out doing a little speech, and he takes you on his journey. I did not know, or is this the first time? FIFA 17, you play as Alex Hunter, and it looks like you grow. So basically, his progression into becoming a famous soccer player and his career. So you get to see the ups and the downs. So it looks like it's like a campaign, not only just the sports, but it seems like you do have a direct influence on his life and the way that he and the choices that he makes along the way for his career. So it is quite interesting. I've played FIFA maybe twice in my life, and maybe for about 15 minutes each time. That's as far as my experience goes with FIFA. But this one is very interesting, and the graphics are amazing. EA also did a little EA Originals on the game called Faye. So basically, it's like an interactive storytelling art kind of game. So it is a new project from them, and it's a personal narrative about yourself and your connection with nature. Kind of like the whole circle of life type thing. There are no words in the game though, which is interesting, but every single character, the plants, things you interact with, they each have their own song. So instead of words, it's song. The bad guys, the enemies, are called the Silent Ones, who are looking to corrupt the forest. So there's a lot of conflicts. It's about relationships as well. The good thing and the amazing thing is, it kind of just drops you in there. The game does not tell you what to do. You decide where to go, you decide the choices that you make, and what you want to explore as well. The color schemes is reminiscent of Avatar. The world does look huge in it. There's just one point in the game where the little fox goes up on like a branch or something, and you can just see the world around you. So it does look quite like a pretty big map. So the next one I did showcase is Star Wars. I will have to read this out so I can get it exact. So next year, led by DICE in collaboration with Motive, they are going to be introducing a new game with some content from the films as well, which is going to be quite interesting. In 2018 as well, so I'm just reading this as well, they will be creating an original narrative with Visceral Games. It's basically going to be a new action adventure with new characters as well, and with Respawn Entertainment, one of their partners, will be a third-person perspective, so it's going to be in a different Star Wars era, which will be, quite interesting. You'll be able to see another facet of Star Wars. They did show some footage of them designing the game in the studio, a little bit behind the scenes. You can see some of the artwork as well. Very small amounts of what looks to be an in-game footage. But yeah, it's looking amazing. I was just looking at the imagery, like, ooh, that's really cool. Last but not least, wow. Just wow, I cannot wait for this game. It's Battlefield 1, guys. I only found out the joys of Battlefield 4 not that long ago. I don't know why I never played it beforehand, but when I did play it, this would be the first multiplayer shooter that I actually really like and enjoy. So the era they have made this game in is one of my absolute favorites. It's in World War One. I love the fact that they didn't go futuristic with it. I love the fact that they took it back. There are going to be trenches. There are going to be horses. I hope you can ride them, and I hope you can name them, because I'm going to name my horse. There are going to be shovels. There are going to be bayonets, swords, the old school guns and everything. There is going to be dynamic weather in the game, so each map it's going to be changing, so you got to change your tactics and your strategy on how you're going to, you know, eliminate the other team. And destruction. Destruction is pretty much what Battlefield is known for as well. It's going to be more intuitive, and the way that things get destroyed changes the environment as well. If you did see the trailer, if you didn't, they do have a massive blimp in the sky, and when you do take that down, where it falls is completely random, and when it does fall down, it, like I said, it changes the landscape, so it creates a whole new terrain for you. It will completely wipe out whatever's there, and its skeleton or debris that's left behind becomes a whole new section of the game where you can hide. I did see some good points for like where snipers can probably hide there as well, so yeah, it's a really good idea and concept. They are going to introduce the ultimate weapons, which is the behemoths, which is the super vehicle kind of things. So basically, you can just control the airship. What is it? It's the airship, armored train, and a battleship. So basically, each section, so, you know, land, water, or air, you get your own special behemoth. And those behemoths can completely change the whole tide of the game. So you gotta take them out as soon as you can whenever you see one come into play. But like I said, when I don't know how it's going to work with the armored train or with the battleship as well, but like I said, when the blimp goes down, that pretty much destroys everything. There's also a chance you can wipe out your whole team, so, you know, you take your chances with that. But like I said, it can completely change the tide of the game. If you are losing, that blimp could pretty much win the game for you. There's so much firepower in that. Next one is, a lot of people are going to be very happy, and watching this part of E3 made me smile because of the people's reactions. So Elder Scrolls Online, again, I won't go into too much detail, but they are going to be coming out with a DLC, which actually sounds interesting to me. Dark Brotherhood DLC. It does sound interesting to me because it's a whole DLC dedicated to assassins, and I don't know, I've always loved anything to do with assassins. So it's definitely up my alley. The only thing is that you had to choose a class, and you can only play with the people in that class. Not class, it's alliance. So you can basically move freely as a group, and you can explore with no level restrictions. There's no alliance that is needed. You can basically go into the game after the tutorial and play with wherever you want and with whoever you want. And there was this guy in the audience, he was like, say what? And, you know, it was just, I think it was a guy. I don't know. It was hard to tell, but it just made me smile. When he's like, and when the announcer did stay, they're like, oh, I think you'll love it. He goes like, oh yeah, you know, it was just very high pitched and very happy. It just made me smile. But you know, I do like, I don't really know much about it, and I don't really play it too much, but I like the fact that you're not going to be restricted anymore in terms of who you can play with as well, because it was kind of annoying, you know, you choose an alliance. I get the whole idea, you know, that's why it's called the alliance, but sometimes you just want to play with your friends, and they just chose another type that they just thought was cool. Alright, and the last part for Bethesda games, they did showcase Dishonored 2. This game looks absolutely beautiful. I have no idea why I've never played the first one beforehand, but I really do want to be able to play this before the second one comes out. The concept and story sounds so intriguing. The city's name is Karnaca. Basically, they layer on so much detail, not in just regards to the atmosphere, but they layer on with, oh, what was here beforehand? You know, what can we show? Various bits of the history and the past of this area. posters that might have been ripped down, what has been built on top of here, even in terms of the characters, where they can take their breaks and how they go home, what's going to be realistic about it. Like, there isn't going to be a pathway just for the sake of having a pathway. This will be a pathway because people need to walk down here. It's basically made Karnaka an element or its own, being. It's alive. It's got its own backstory and everything. There's layers upon layers of detail, not only graphics wise but sound wise, the music wise, the atmosphere, the lighting, and each character that it kind of brings it to life. Last bit I will talk about is Bethesda and VR. They are going to announce they have announced that they are going to be doing Doom on the VR, which is going to be pretty amazing, and also Fallout. So if you can imagine having the Pip-Boy on your arm, being able to move around, and the kind of combat system that they have, it will be very interesting on VR. But it will be on the HTC Vive. Which unfortunately I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my hands on that, because a HTC Vive, as much as I really want it and I think it would be amazing to have, it is very, very expensive. I think it comes to about over $1,000, 1,000 Australian dollars, 1,200 and something the last I saw, for it to also be shipped here. So yeah, VR is something that we're heading towards, and the gaming environment, your gameplay is going to be changed so drastically. We're only on the cusp of a VR and what it can do. But yeah, that is the first part of the E3 recap for Level Up Friday. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So please hit like, comment below on what you think and what you thought of EA and Bethesda's conference down below. And don't forget, please hit that sub button, which is this side.